You are listening to the best in spoken word poetry on the Poets and Poetry radio show.
Today's special guest is the Truth Poet. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Sinclair. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. So, the Truth Poet, you've been featured on the SBTV website. You've done a Tupac cover of a famous Tupac song, and you're also having a book launch in May. Where did this journey all begin?
To be honest, I've been writing since I was about 11 years old. You know, when I went to college, I'd done like music technology and stuff like that. About 5 years ago, you know, I released a piece on my personal Instagram, and everybody was like, "Who wrote that? You know, tag me in the artist. Who's that? That piece is sick." So I was just like, "It's me." They were like, "No, it can't be you. I don't believe that." And these are people that's known me for years, you know. And I said, "No, yeah, it's me." And then about 4 years ago, you know, I decided I wanted to take it really serious, because whereas I was writing poetry constantly, it was private to me. I didn't really want no one to know.
So what made you want to take it seriously?
I think in a sense where I was looking for clarity, in a sense, when I was posting stuff and people were saying that it's really good, it kind of gave me that knock to say, wow, so maybe I can really do this, you know, that confidence boost. So I thought, yeah, okay, let me do it. But then I'd done a show, an open mic, and I was shaking, and I realised I don't, that's not for me. Being on the stage, I don't come alive, you know. So then I found that I wanted to do books, and that's where it started. 2 years ago I wrote my book, and last year July is when I got it published. I got my publishing deal.
Okay.
But it's not
so
something
would you describe yourself more as a page poet rather than a stage poet?
100%. 100%.
So who would you say your influences have been mainly? Not just in poetry, but in life generally, creatively.
I love Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
I love her to bits. India Irie.
Yeah.
The first ever poetry book that I read was The Rose That Grew from the Concrete.
Yeah.
Tupac.
Yeah.
I've actually got that in my bag today. It's mad.
Yeah, it's a great book.
Yeah. I rate 100% Sully Breaks. I think he's an amazing poet.
Yeah. Played some Sully earlier.
Yeah, he's dope. Samuel King.
Yeah.
He's another great poet. Yana Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's my good friend. She
also performed at your book launch.
Yeah, she's performing as well.
We'll talk a little bit more about that later.
Yeah. But yeah, those are the people that kind of inspire me, and they're amazing writers.
Okay. So, like, in your poetry, what can people find in it? Like, what can people get from your poetry? What do you talk about mainly? What do you like to write about?
Do you know, I talk about all aspects of life. I talk about things that people shy away from, that people don't want to talk about, you know. I talk about
basically the truth.
Yeah. I talk about stuff from, you know, sexuality to love, to gender, to race. I just talk about everything from my perspective.
So how much has your kind of creative side been influenced by your life story?
To be honest, it's been influenced a lot, because I'm trying to take it down the road of really opening up, and letting people really know where I've come from. So I'm just trying to be more creative on the side of being real to myself. Yeah.
So you mentioned your book launch. Let's talk about that. The Naked Truth book launch. That's on the 19th of May 2016.
Yeah.
First off, where did that title of that come from? Your upcoming book.
Yeah, it came from just understanding that everybody has, you know, a truth about them that people don't know, and if revealed will, you know, leave them vulnerable and naked. And also for myself, you know, everyone's got skeletons, you know, and I just felt like it was a time to kind of put that into context through poetry. You know, I don't want nobody to feel ashamed of their scars, because my scars have made me who I am. You know, and it's only got to a certain point where I'm accepting of that, and I just feel like the Naked Truth can help them become more accepting of their scars.
Okay. So what inspired you to write your first book?
You know what? I actually read this book 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I really did want to get it published, and in July, you know, I got presented with a really good publishing offer, which I clearly took.
Yeah.
And I just knew that if I was going to do poetry, it had to be in a book. I had to do books.
Yeah.
Because it's all about leaving a legacy. I can do
real,
how many shows, but what else? You know what I mean? I had to have that print.
Something to show for your kind of talent and your creativity.
Yes, 100%. I needed to know that, you know what, my name's written on this.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Something to be proud of,
Something to be proud of.
For real. So how many poems in the book, and what can people kind of expect from the book?
There's 30 poems in the book.
Yeah.
There's 15 quotes, and there's also 15 pictures to complement the pieces. The illustrating was done by Mia Rodney, so big her up for that.
Okay.
The book, people can expect realness, rawness, and just something to think about.
Yeah.
Just really something to think about.
Okay.
Even if it's not a situation they're going through, but it's definitely a situation that they've come across from somebody else. There's some type of empathy. They can have that now from reading that. So. And the poems in the book are double meaning poems. So like there's a piece in there called Silent Cries, and that is basically about a young child being abused by their parent. But how it kind of relates to me in a sense is that, you know, children that are abused, they feel like they can't speak out.
Yeah.
And there was a point in my life where I feel like I couldn't speak. You know, that's when I was like writing my poetry and doing all my things privately.
Yeah.
Until I felt strong enough to be able to come out and show the world. So the majority of the pieces, they have double meanings, which kind of reflect on who I am.
So what are the names of some of the pieces?
So we've got Silent Cries.
Yeah.
We've got a piece called Carla.
Yeah.
We've got Questions and Answers.
Yeah.
BF.
Yeah.
Which stands for Baby Flower.
Yeah.
We've also got a piece called Dear Mama, which you guys already know.
Yeah.
And a few other pieces. Don't want to let the cat out of the bag too much.
Yeah. And this year's been a good year for you. You released your video for the 2-pack cover Dear Mama this year.
Yeah.
You feature on the SBTV website, and of course you're publishing your first ever book.
Yeah.
What does it feel like?
It feels amazing.
How does it feel like? How does 2016 feel for you?
It feels amazing. At my happiest. You know, 2015 wasn't a good year for me at all.
Yeah.
But I came into 2016 banging and doing something that I really love to do. So yeah, I'm in a good space. I'm in a good place.
So you set your mind on achieving your goals.
100%.
Okay.
Nothing less.
So your book launches next month. What can people expect from a book launch?
A lot of people's been asking me that. They're just so used to, you know, coming to a library or a hall and just signing books.
Or even a shop.
No, nothing like that. It's a live show
Yeah.
with some of UK's best underground talent.
For real.
Some singers, you know, some live musicians, poets. Yeah, and it's going to be an amazing thing. There's also an auction to help raise money for the homeless for Brixton Soup Kitchen. There's a raffle, so come down because you can win some amazing prizes. I kind of want the prizes for myself, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you know, it's my birthday the day before, 18th of May, so it's just all wrapped into one, a massive celebration.
Yeah, for real, exactly that, a celebration of your achievement and your future. So where will the book launch be?
It's going to be in Croydon Conference Centre,
Yeah.
West Croydon, Surrey Street Market. 7 p.m. till late. So put your best garments on, come down. I'm going to have only limited amount of signed copies to get there early.
Yeah. So how much, where can people buy the tickets from?
Tickets are £3 via Eventbrite. Just type in the Naked Truth, one word, and it will come up.
Okay.
Also, if you go into my Instagram, which is The Truth Poet, or my Twitter, which is The Truth Poet, all one word, you can just click the link in my bio.
Okay. So after May, what can people expect from The Truth Poet?
You can expect more audio, more visuals, but you can also expect a few live shows.
Yeah.
Not me performing personally. I may perform,
Yeah.
but me organising
Okay.
and putting on some really good spoken word, live singing, and live musicians nights monthly. So
Okay.
yeah.
So what do you most want and what do you most aspire to achieve like within the next 10 years?
I want to be a person that has choices.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be able to say, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do this today. I'm gonna do that today. Not I have to do this and I have to do that.
That freedom.
That freedom. But I'm actually in the process now of creating a children's educational app, which is still teaching them the core subjects,
Yeah.
but through poetry.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay. So where can people find more of your work?
I'm in the process of setting up my website, but you can definitely find my work on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. And I wish you all the best for the future.
Thank you for having me, Sinclair.
Thank you.
This is the Poets and Poetry Radio Show, every Monday on Power Extra.
On Power Extra London. This is your hit music station,